Evening.
Hello. Hello.
I'm Richard Stainbank, and you've already been looking at me longer than any employer ever has. Don't feel that bad for me though, because it does mean that I can come up to the Fringe, which is a lovely experience, and it was a happy thought that I consoled myself with when I came to the city for the first time last August as I strolled through Prince's streets. I say stroll, it was more of a waddle. But my experience had sort of degenerated to the point by this time last year that I was standing in a church just off the Royal Mile doing a routine on dogging to an audience comprised solely of a Presbyterian family of 4. Suffice to say, they weren't my biggest fans. Anyway, Edinburgh here last year was the first time that I started to see people wearing t-shirts to put across some sort of message. I saw a girl wearing a shirt that said, young, free, and single. The problem I had with this was that the girl in question was about 12 years old. And when you're 12 years old, I'd expect you to be young, free, and single. Unless you're from Romania. See, that just proves what I've always suspected, that the average festival crowd is completely comfortable with the idea of child trafficking. To be honest, it sounds like a paedophilic Lonely Hearts advert. 12, young, free and single, would like to meet 38-year-old mustachioed male for non-consensual fun. Trench coat preferred. It's a little unsettling. I see people also wearing clothing to support the rave culture. A friend of mine has a t-shirt with the emblazoned slogan, drop beats, not bombs. And I too can only imagine what might have been if only Bush and Blair had consulted the Ministry of Sound. I saw another one wearing a shirt that said, I know what boys want. Now clearly, I'm a bastion of modern masculinity. But I can't possibly speak for the entire male population. That said, I am fairly certain that a middle-aged fag hag pushing a buggy is not what boys want. Now, I can sense the vibe in the room. I think I'm always good at sensing a vibe. And it's this. Yes, Richard, you're quite right to mock the physical appearance of another member of the human race. You have the body of an Adonis. It's about self-awareness. If I'd come out here tonight with a t-shirt reading Party Time with an arrow pointing downward, I would at best have been met with scepticism. I've seen a lot of clothing recently that claims to be eco-friendly, which I think is another example of how our society's attitude to the environment is becoming a little bit batshit mental. I think you've just got to take the thing with bags in shops. Now for me, plastic bags have 2 main purposes. 1, carrying groceries. 2, asphyxiating those who have wronged you. Those are both things I'm going to do more than once, so it makes sense to reuse them. I'm not a big fan of the bag for life business, personally, because ultimately it's a bit too gangster rap for me, as in, yo dog, this is my bag, faux life, shizzle, my nizzle, rizzle. Ultimately, I'm 20 years old, I don't need to choose the one bag I'm going to use for the rest of my life. And I can genuinely see it becoming a sort of a family heirloom, if you like, passed down from generation to generation on a father's deathbed. Anthony, you know you've always been my favourite son. I want you to have this. It was my bag for life, and now it can be yours. But first, do me in with it. Recycling, the possibilities are endless. I'm bringing this up because I was in Virgin Megastore and the girl behind the counter asked me very aggressively, do you need a bag? And I thought, we were heading to Standoff's town and I just happened to be the mayor. And the thing about this girl was that she had auburn dreadlocks and she had hippie bracelets and she was rocking the eco-warrior sort of look. We're working for a corporate multinational band of financial rapists. Comes into that, I'm not entirely sure, but luckily I had some fossil fuels in my pocket and I was prepared to light them in case anything went down. But it's a matter of logic for me. If you, in fact, do have a pile of paper bags behind a counter, then you've actually already done the damage to the environment. I don't see why you're passing blame onto me. I was not involved in the cutting down of the tree. I didn't say, right, yeah, redwood, yeah. What have you done with the bag? Just get rid of it. Rid of it all. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Right? Yeah, not fast. Anyway, she wasn't particularly happy with that, and it's not the first time that a redhead has been angry with me. In fact, I impregnated a redhead girl once. It was my favourite childhood game. It was something my friends and I used to do for a laugh. It wasn't until much later that we discovered the game was actually called Knock Down Ginger. But you live and learn. You've been really lovely. I'm Richard Stainbank. Enjoy the rest of your week.